Bienvenidos. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Mi nombre es Daniel Ehrenberg. Y mi co-host is Logan Adair. What's up? I'll talk in English now. I can't speak much Spanish. I passed it in high school, but that's about it. And Logan, what's up?
Nothing much.
I didn't mention the state you're from.
Talking about 3 movies this week. Big week.
Big week. Robert Rodriguez trilogy week. Okay, it's the Mariachi trilogy. El Mariachi from 1993, his debut with his very tiny budgeted film, and then Desperado, the sequel, where he amped up that budget, hired Antonio Banderas to replace his pal. And then Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which was a little bit belated, like 8 years later, sequel, which is fun but a bummer. Okay, Logan.
Yep.
Let's start right there at the beginning, back in 1992. Robert Rodriguez was a young man living in Austin, Texas. And he raised some money to make a movie by volunteering himself for experimental drug testing.
Okay.
Yeah. He raised half the money that way, $4,500. He raised $9,000 in total. And ultimately only spent $7,225 of it.
Wow, respectable.
Yeah. You can read about his journey in his published journal from around this time, Rebel Without a Crew.
Yeah, have you read
How
that?
about that? Isn't that cool? The balls to name your own book, Rebel Without a Crew. How about that?
I like it.
I like it too, but wow. I started to read it in a bookstore once, but whatever. I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Next, so he raised the money. He goes down to Mexico. He's going to film it there in like a town like on the border, basically. And he hires all extras and actors from around there. And he shoots the movie sequentially in 14 days.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. He tried to send it out to some like Mexico genre film people and got turned down by all of them, and then was like, fuck it, and sent it to Hollywood. And Hollywood was interested.
Well, he had like the full movie and just sent it around?
Yeah.
They turned him down? That's not cool.
I know. They didn't see the gold in his approach.
Yeah.
And so finally it gets bought by Columbia. I think Columbia?
I'm not sure.
We'll go with Columbia. I think it's them. And they put in an additional $200,000 for post-production, like music, syncing the sound better, shit like that.
Wow, it takes that much money?
Yeah, man. I mean, the same thing happened with Clerks. Like, this is now the cheapest movie we've ever covered, beating Clerks, which was $27,000. But that had a similar thing. Like, Weinstein paid way more money on like the soundtrack.
What was Paranormal Activity?
That was more than both of these, but not by a lot.
But what about inflation?
What do you mean? These movies came out before that movie.
I know if you're saying that this was 9,000 then, how much is that compared to whatever Paranormal Activity was in 2007 or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. Fucking okay. Whatever.
I'm sorry. It's just the first one I thought of.
All right. Well, this was a big deal back in the 90s. El Mariachi. It had a lot of buzz, okay? It was nominated at the Independent Spirit Awards for two awards. And he lost. Robert Rodriguez was nominated for Best Director of the Year. He lost to Robert Altman for Shortcuts. How exciting must that be to like a young 20-something filmmaker just to like get nominated for an award and lose it to Robert Altman?
Yeah. Did they do the thing where they're like the David Cook thing where they were like, Robert Altman? Do you think they did that?
Oh, man. Right. Like David Cook. He was up there with David Archuleta.
Yeah.
By the way,
David.
By the way, there was a character named Archuleta in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Did you think about David Archuleta the entire time like I did?
Absolutely, I did.
Great. Okay. I kept thinking about how David Archuleta used to not be able to keep his eyes open on stage. Do you remember that? Simon
Yeah.
would want him, open your eyes. Why are you closing your eyes while you're singing? And he could not do it.
And I thought about how it could have been something if it came out 5 years later. You could have had Enrique Iglesias and David Archuleta as the other two mariachis.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, that could have been great.
Yeah. Why didn't he put Ricky Martin in it?
I
There's a
don't know.
Livin' La Vida Loca reference.
Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
That blew my mind. All right. But he won the Independent Spirit Award, Robert Rodriguez, for Best First Feature.
Wow.
All right.
Beat Tarantino.
Tarantino was a different year. Like he
Nin-
made Reservoir Dogs the year before.
I think it said this is 92.
Oh, he shot this in 92. It came out in 93. It came out
Oh.
officially February 26th, 1993.
Oh, right. By the way, I think that's US because everywhere else, like on IMDb and stuff, it says 92.
Because it premiered at the Toronto Film Festival in 92.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. But where were we?
He won. He beat Tarantino.
He didn't beat Tarantino. Tarantino was not involved. But he beat John Turturro and he beat fucking the Hughes brothers for Menace to Society, which is a pretty great debut.
Which one's better?
Probably that.
Okay.
To be honest. Sorry, first cough of the day. I'll try to keep them down to a minimum. And I'll try not to reference them when I do so that Logan doesn't have to keep them in. Okay. This film was also nominated for one Saturn Award, Best Genre Video Release, because most people discovered this movie on video.
Mm-hmm.
And it lost to Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Wow.
Yeah. What a year for video, for home video.
That's a toss-up. Which one's better? I like both of them.
Yeah, it is kind of a toss-up. I agree.
Man, I might lean this, honestly. Better story.
I mean, yeah. You know, this is more impressive to me because, like, you go back, like, Peter Jackson already has a little bit of a budget by the time Dead Alive comes out. If you really want to compare El Mariachi to a Peter Jackson film, you're looking at Bad Taste. And I think this movie's better than Bad Taste.
All right. Well, it's their best against their best.
Their
Beautiful
best
creatures
against heavenly creatures, first of all.
Sorry.
Stop
against the
beautiful.
Faculty? You think that's his best?
Oh, yeah, the Faculty. No, I mean, maybe Sin City, the first Sin City?
That's his, really?
Wait, you know what?
I gotta watch
I have this list.
Okay.
You want me to pull up my Robert Rodriguez rankings?
Yeah. Sorry I said beautiful creatures and not heavenly creatures.
That's okay. That was just like a shitty movie from like 2013. I do have the Faculty at number 1. All right, here it is. I've seen 15 Robert Rodriguez movies.
Yeah.
Number 15, We Can Be Heroes. That was the sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which comes out, which is number 14 on the list. All right. Number 13.
Worst franchise ever?
Yeah, maybe. Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World. Number 12, Spy Kids 3D, Game Over. Number 11, Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For. What a champion of franchises Robert Rodriguez is. Number 10, Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. Number 9, Spy Kids. All right. Number 8, Four Rooms, which could even be higher because Four Rooms is like just okay, but his segment is the best one.
Oh.
Even better than the Tarantino segment. He does beat Tarantino there.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 7, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Number 6, El Mariachi. Number 5, From Dusk Till Dawn. Number 4, Desperado. Number 3, Sin City. Number 2, Planet Terror, his Grindhouse half. And number 1, The Faculty.
Has this been looked at since you've watched these again or no?
No.
Okay, good.
I feel kind of good about it, though.
All right, interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So El Mariachi is a film about one mariachi.
Yeah.
The Mariachi. That's what the title of the movie means, The Mariachi.
Yeah. But then in the later ones, they just call him L.
Well, just in the third one. I don't know.
Ditched the mariachi part.
Yeah, I know. What was that?
It's like they've seen the movie and they know that that's what he's called.
I guess so. But it stars not Antonio Banderas. It stars a fellow by the name of Carlos Gallardo. Is that his name?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Are you saying that because you know, or because
I don't know.
okay. It is Carlos Gallardo. He plays the mariachi, and he is sort of going from town to town looking for work as a mariachi in a bar. Okay. We first see him go into a bar in a hilarious scene, I think, where he gets turned down
Yeah.
because the guy says, "We have a whole band," but then it's just one person at like one of those keyboards that makes it sound like a whole mariachi band.
Yeah, that's kind of filmed fun. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think the whole thing's filmed fun. Robert Rodriguez has a style that I don't think he's able to turn off. Like, it's just that's how he makes movies.
Yeah, but then in the later movies, it's weird when I don't know. It's like he doesn't know how to shoot the surroundings that he's in sometimes. He'll have all these famous actors, and it's just like, it's so stilted. You're just looking at all these famous actors together, and it doesn't look like they're like, I don't
Well,
know.
I will say that around the early aughts, Robert Rodriguez bought a huge production studio in Austin, Texas, and tricked it out. And ever since then, he's filmed every film there. So, like, he doesn't fucking shoot exteriors anymore. Everything looks manufactured and fake. And that works with something like Sin City or whatever. But, like, he's basically like, he can't make real movies anymore.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I mean, he started off with some bangers, man. Like El Mariachi, Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn as your first three movies. That's pretty good.
And then probably The Faculty soon after, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Faculty, fourth movie.
Yeah,
Killing it with a Kevin Williamson script.
yeah,
All right. Um so in the bar, he's descended upon, right, by four dudes with guns.
yeah.
And
We also, by the way, we can't forget Stab.
oh, that's true. Robert
He did
Rodriguez
direct
is the
Stab.
credited director of Stab
It's just the
within the
first
Scream
one?
franchise. Well, of course, just the first one, just the best one.
Yeah, he wasn't sticking around. He
Hell
had better
no.
things to do.
Yeah, probably Kevin Greutert directed those. um, shit.
Better than the Spierig brothers, am I right?
Definitely better than that for sure. All right. So they think he's someone else. This whole movie is just like a mistaken identity movie. They're looking out for like a
Really
killer.
coincidental.
It's very coincidental. They're looking for a killer in the same town who's walking around with a guitar case full of guns. All right. Now this guy,
And they wear the
he's
same
new
clothes.
to town. Yeah, and they're both wearing black, I guess. Yeah, he's new to town, and he is holding a guitar case with a guitar in it.
Right. But you can't forget the same clothes, because that is another thing that makes it even more coincidental. Not only do they have the same guitar case, but they also wear the same clothes.
Well, there are only like 3 outfits you can wear
Okay. By the way,
as a
I
dude.
I didn't remember this in the first movie. I only noticed this in the second movie. Maybe it is in the first movie. But do you know the Drive jacket? The jacket from the movie Drive?
The one with the big, was it like a cobra on it or something?
It's a big scorpion on the back
Yeah.
of it. It's like a white jacket with the gold scorpion.
Yeah, of course.
That's the mariachi jacket. It's just like an all black jacket with a black scorpion on the back. I didn't do any research if they actually copied the mariachi jacket, but I noticed in the second movie it's just a jacket with a scorpion on the back. It's the
It
same thing.
could be an homage.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Mhm. I don't know, maybe. So he runs away. He gets away, and he goes to a hotel, and the motel guy immediately gives him up. And basically, the rest of the movie, he's like on the run from these crazed killers, and he ends up killing 4 of them. But the other mariachi guy kills 6 of them, and so
Yeah.
now it's confusing too, like because they both killed people.
And also, what I like that this movie does is it could be a mistaken identity thing where this guy gets mistaken for like this evil guy, but he's mistaken for a good guy. He's mistaken for this guy who's trying to get revenge because this other guy screwed him over, So the other guy they're after is so they're both good guys. I like that. That's a cool decision, right?
Yeah, I dig that too. Yeah.
So then they like work together at the end.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, he dies, right? The
Well, him and the girlfriend work together. I mean, like the
Oh,
two sides work together. They go off
yeah.
to save him or whatever.
He ends up in a bar with a sexy lady.
Yeah.
But
Who's that lady?
her name is Consuelo Gomez, the actress, playing a character named Domino. Like
Domino. Great name.
it's a Bond girl name.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember which movie, but one of the Bond girls is Domino.
Oh, Henry would be pissed.
That I can't remember the specific movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Live and Let Die. No, I'm wrong about that. I'm definitely wrong.
You don't even know which Bond it was?
No,
Like,
I think it's Roger Moore.
how many was he in? 3?
No, he was in a lot.
Oh,
He was
alright.
in the most.
What's a lot? 6?
Something like that. At least 7,
Jesus
maybe.
Christ! I would have thought Daniel Craig was in he's in 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, and Sean Connery's in 5, but Moore is in more.
Who's the guy that was in one of them? Isn't there one that's in 1?
George Lazenby.
Yeah. Was he bad or what?
No, he's great. It's just if you go back and listen to the episode, we talk about the weird circumstances behind that.
Yeah,
Domino,
maybe
by
I
the way,
didn't.
was in Thunderball, which is why I don't remember it because I fucking hate that one.
Where
All
does
right.
it rank? Hey, by the way, when you guys rank them, do you rank them all together or do you rank them by the actors?
No, we rank
movies?
them all together.
Whoa, you've been doing that?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to any of those because I've never watched I've seen like 3 Bond movies.
That the Bond episodes with Henry are fun because Henry's so enthusiastic about Bond.
Yeah.
And I hope to get Henry back to finish the Bond coverage. I want that's when I want to like pull my bringing Henry on as a guest card.
Maybe 2024?
Maybe 2023.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself.
All right, easy. So
And then, I mean, I would love it. I'm just saying for him. I don't think he would. Probably too soon.
I don't know.
He stopped at the beginning of last year. It hasn't even been a year. He stopped in February. I haven't even been doing this a year yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started
feels-
like first week of February, I think.
Logan, you fit right in like a
Well,
glove.
we were doing comp beast before that anyway.
I actually know. Whenever I go to Skype, it says like the last time I talked to Henry was what was it, like fucking
Probably a year ago.
the 25th, I think January 25th of last year. So that was when we recorded our last episode together.
Yeah.
So in this bar with Consuelo Gomez playing Domino, she says he can stay upstairs in her apartment because he's just a mariachi who's been mistaken.
Yeah.
But
cute.
but then-
cute mariachi boy.
He is a cute mariachi boy.
He kind of looked like Rob Schneider, I thought, to be honest.
You know, it's weird because he's such a cute mariachi boy in this movie, and in the next movie, he's Antonio Banderas.
He's Zorro in the fucking next one.
Easily one of the sexiest people who have ever lived on the planet.
Yeah.
So, like, it's weird to reconcile because, like, in Desperado, they're asking you to believe that it was Antonio Banderas in El Mariachi all along. Like they even like reshoot a couple shots from the end of El Mariachi.
Yeah, they
so
did.
that it's Antonio
Yeah.
Banderas.
Uh-huh.
And like, I don't know. It's weird to me. Like in hindsight, like he's way better looking than her. But during the movie, you're not thinking that because he kind of looks like Rob Schneider.
Wait. Way better looking than...
Like Antonio Banderas
Is
can
better
do
looking than
better
Domino?
Domino, but not the original El Mariachi.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought they were pretty cute together.
I thought they were very charming and had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both like equally not as like amazing, but on the same level as each other. Like as
Yeah.
actors.
For sure.
I thought it worked.
They definitely are like amateur actors, but their chemistry really works for the movie.
Yeah.
So up in her apartment, he immediately gets into the bath like a weirdo, and she threatens to cut his balls off because she heard that he's not a mariachi. He killed 4 people, but then she checks his guitar case and there's a guitar there.
Yeah. Well, I think she's...
And she makes him play the guitar, like play me a fun song. And I gotta
the
say,
thing between his legs.
this motherfucker pulls an improvised song out of his ass about like what a gorgeous woman this lady is. I mean, I couldn't do it in a million years. It was impressive.
Very impressed. You think that was Oh yeah, it was. It definitely was. It was like specifically made for her. It was
Yeah.
great. I thought it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it even rhymed.
Did it?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. That would
it,
work on me though. I thought it was a great song.
I agree. Yeah, it would work on me too. If any ladies want to steal me away, just improvise a song. All right. Um,
Or
s-
practice it. I don't care. Just perform
no,
a song for me.
no,
That would
no.
be
It's gotta
nice.
be. It's gotta be improvised.
Well,
I won't be impressed by a written song.
mm.
Mm. Um. So I gotta say, the movie's largely action sequences, and
A few little
well,
comedy bits.
a few little comedy bits. But for a movie that only cost $7,225 to have that many action sequences and remain as compelling and watchable as this movie is ridiculously impressive.
Extremely impressed. I was honestly really impressed. I didn't know anything about. I never. By the way, how many you'd seen all these?
Yeah.
I guess since you'd ranked them, I'd
But
never
I'd
seen
seen
any of these.
Desperado like a bunch, and I'd only seen the other two once.
I knew Desperado was like a famous movie. I knew that was like a sexy like thriller with the two actors, right? Um, the other two I wasn't really that familiar with, and I was like really impressed with this movie. Honestly, I really enjoyed it.
All right, talk about what you enjoyed about it.
Well, we talked about most of it, like how it was filmed and everything.
All right.
There's that one part. There's like Azul is the character's name.
Yeah,
He's the actual, what do they call him? Well, I guess
mariachi.
he's the killer mariachi guy.
I like
But
when he goes. His name's Azul. Why doesn't he wear blue instead of black?
yeah, no, that was a great joke. I like that part too. I like the thing where he sleeps with three different women, and we keep cutting to him with all those different women in the bed with him.
Oh yeah, and it's not just that he's like sleeping with the three different women. Like the three different women are also like bodyguards. Like anytime the door opens, they jump up with guns. He doesn't.
Oh, interesting. I Okay. I thought because there's one moment where one of his friends comes back in later, like by himself after they'd
Yeah.
already left. And I thought it was a thing like they were like he was gonna try and rape them, but they were like protecting themselves from this weirdo. And so every time the door opened, they thought it was that guy. Because that's what they
I
led with.
I did not read it that way whatsoever.
Because that dude was my LVP. But if that's not what that was, because I wouldn't have thought that, but that's what they lead with is the guy opening the door and then pointing the gun and then him like walking out like shameful. I was like, what was he gonna like try and
No,
like do something
he
to them?
says he was coming in just to see if the mariachi was alive or not.
Really? I thought they
Yeah.
all walked out together
I don't remember.
and then he tried to come back in. I don't know. It was
I
weird.
I I I, I never sensed rape in this movie. I never rape didn't occur to me throughout the film.
Okay, I'll watch it again. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. The villain in this is a white fella by the name of Moko. They cast a guy named Peter Marquardt. And and he just all his dialogue's in Spanish, and supposedly the actor didn't speak Spanish, so he's just like reading all the dialogue phonetically. And but it kind of works.
I didn't
And they
notice.
just film him a lot, just like walking around this
On the phone,
house.
he's just
Yeah,
like on the phone talking, giving instructions. You know,
he was getting a manicure at one point.
was he?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Do you know the difference? What's the difference? Manicure,
Between him,
pedicure.
because mano means hand, and a podiatrist deals with feet. That's how you remember manicure, pedicure.
You know how I remember it when I was a kid? Like
How?
pedicure, like a pet, like your pet is like down there with next to your feet, like a dog or a cat.
Uh
It's
huh.
like next. Like, that's how I remember.
That's how you remembered it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
I
manicure was not pedicure.
That's pretty good. Man, kids are stupid. I remember when I was a kid, when I had to differentiate, like when someone was like, make a right, I would
Yeah.
have to throw a punch because instinctively I punched with my right hand. So I knew it was that way.
Holy shit! How
Isn't
old
that
were you when you
weird?
stopped doing that? Yeah, that's weird.
I was probably like 7 or something.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
say like 14.
No, no, not quite that bad. um, all right. Yeah. I mean, that's El Mariachi. It ends with a really intense standoff
I'll tell you, I
between.
sort of got confused how they swapped cases.
Oh, well, at one point they're both in the bar together and the killer takes the guitar case and leaves with it, and then our mariachi picks up the other case and instinctively knows that the weight is off and that it's got to be the guns.
Yeah. I didn't really. I don't know when it happened. I was like, "What did that happen? Did I miss something?" But I
No.
guess so.
I like the scene on the street. That's fucking intense when they're like
Yeah,
having him open up the guitar case and he thinks the guns are in there, but
I did too because I didn't see any swap or anything go on, and then it
mm,
wasn't. And my mind was blown. Yeah, and then the other guys behind him, and they're like, "Oh, they see everybody together." Yeah, it's a cool moment.
yeah. Okay, so it ends with the big standoff with the white guy, and the mariachi kills him, but not before. Domino dies, and his hand is ruined.
Well, also he like has been giving her gifts, and he gave her a motorcycle, and he was like, "When you get done with what you're doing in this town, I want you to come ride to me." And then he knows that they're together because she asked about him, so he kills her, but he drove out on the motorcycle. It's all pretty cool because I had forgotten about the motorcycle at that point.
Mm. Yeah, and so then he like takes off on the motorcycle at the end of the film with his with her dog actually,
Yeah.
and his guitar case full of guns now, and he's the mariachi now. He's basically like taken the identity of this mysterious killer of Mexico.
Yeah. It is really cool, honestly.
Yeah, this badass. It's like
Yeah.
a legend kind of a thing.
And it is great.
The
Like,
man with no name.
yeah, like the image of him getting on the motorcycle with the dog and the briefcase. Like, it is cool imagery. It's great ideas, I think.
Yeah,
I was
and
really into it.
you see the turtle from the beginning.
Oh yeah, that great turtle that's on the
It's a
poster.
great turtle. He Robert Rodriguez. I read an interview with him once where he said when he was thinking about making a movie, he was like he read an article in like a local newspaper that said just first time filmmakers should just use whatever they have on hand, like, and they should write their scripts with that in mind. And so Robert Rodriguez said he had access to a bar, he owned a guitar, and he had a pet turtle.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he was like,
That's his pet?
I'll yeah.
What?
And he
So
threw
cool.
that all in the script.
When did the pet die? Do we know?
I have no idea.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
And then also, by the way, I didn't even think about this till we were just talking about the turtle. Remember in Breaking Bad, Danny Trejo, they put his head on a turtle and they like send him to like as a message to be like, "Hey, we fucking killed Danny Trejo." Remember that
I
part?
know. How many times has that head been severed in movies?
A
Probably a few.
dozen?
Yeah. Danny Trejo, what a head on that guy. What a face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's in both the next two movies as different characters, and you don't even give a shit.
No, you don't care.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, Danny Trejo's back. That's
Mariachi comes back too as a different character. You like that?
What do you mean?
Our
Oh,
original
yes,
Mariachi?
I did. I mean, it would have been fucked up for him to do the second one with Antonio Banderas and not give Carlos Gallardo anything to do. I saw he also had a producer credit on it, which I was like, good for you, Robert, helping out your pal.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
By the way, he rides into town at the start, and there's a sign that says Acuna, and then he leaves, and that's what you see is him go past the sign Acuna again. And I bring that up because that is Jason Acuna. That is Wee Man's name. So.
Oh, well, I'm glad you brought that up.
I pop for that.
You pop for that. Well, I pop for Archuleta, so I mean, I can't really blame you. So I mean, I love this movie. I think it's super fun. I mean, I have a lot of respect for it, and
How many Tarantino movies is it better than? Any of them?
No.
Death Proof?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be better than Death Proof.
I think it might be better than Death Proof. The story's probably better than. I was probably more like gripping. I mean, I wasn't like gripping my seat, but I probably would have been.
Yeah, but I always think of Death Proof as like half a movie because Death Proof was made to service the grindhouse thing.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about Planet Terror too. Like I can't watch those movies on their own. I have to watch them together.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. What do you give this?
I'm between a 3 and a 4.
Me too.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, but and then I think like I gave Glass Onion a 4, and I just have like so I have a lot of respect for this movie. Like I whenever I think about movies, I think about like if I made this, would I be proud of it? You know,
Yeah.
like would I feel like I accomplished something? And if I went out and made this movie, I would feel like fuck yeah, I made, and that's crazy. I didn't know a lot of them people like turned down this turned down this movie, and he came with like the full product and everything. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah. He had a movie in mind. And
Yeah, yeah, that's what this is. This is a movie that he had. This is a thing in his mind that he made. It's a lot of ideas that he executed. It's funny.
it's compelling. It's short.
The acting isn't terrible. It's short. It's short. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I love the look of it too. I really
Yeah,
miss shooting on. I I gotta say, a few years ago,
I'm
there
gonna go 4.
was. You're gonna go 4? Maybe I'll give it a 4 too.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
was
go 4.
Project Greenlight did a season a few years ago, and they hired a director who really wanted to shoot on film, even though it was more expensive than digital. And at the time, I was like, "What a fucking snob! What a douchebag! Like, it looks digital looks better." And now, like, I go back and watch something like this that was shot on film for $7,225, and you see all that grain, and you see all the work in every shot. Like,
Yeah.
I miss that,
And he
man.
edited this thing. He edits all these things. He writes, directs, edits. In the last one, he composes the score
Yep.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has those great credits that we'll get to. But
Shot, chopped, and scored by
amazing.
Robert Rodriguez.
The gall on this dude.
I know. And
I love
he calls it a flick too. Or
Flick,
Robert Rodriguez
flick.
flick.
I loved that. I was like, I wonder if in his previous ones, like between then and now, if he's called them flicks before. But it seems like this is like his blank check movie. This was like when he can call it a flick. But I don't know. I haven't seen his other ones really. But I love that.
I don't think any of the other ones say flick. But I don't know whether it was just for this movie or if he was trying to start something like the Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Spike Lee cornered the market on that. I mean,
He's
what
the
a
only one
brilliant
that ever did
idea. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember.
There's probably a
anyone who did it
parody
before
movie,
him.
the spoof that says like a Marlon Wayans joint or something.
You're probably right. I wonder if there's a joke about that and like, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna give it a 4. Let's go for it.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Who's your MVP?
It's tough. I want to go Robert Rodriguez. Can I do that?
Wow. I mean,
We went LVP a director recently, right? Chris Columbus last week, right? Can I go?
Is that what we did?
Yeah, for 2, right? Didn't we go LVP?
Yeah, I think you're
Columbus
right.
for fucking everything up.
Yeah, so we could give it to Rodriguez. I mean, he's the driving creative force behind this entire project.
Yeah, absolutely. And like with Reservoir Dogs, you can be like, there's probably a few performances you can point to, like Tim Roth or somebody. But this one, I don't think even though I like Mariachi and Domino, but
I think Clerks is a pretty good precedent.
Yeah, that's good.
Like that's Kevin Smith is the MVP of that movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the writing is what's best in that movie, and I think the directing is what's best in this movie.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your LVP?
Or just like the story and idea in this. My LVP was, you go first, because I thought that was a rape thing, and I was gonna go with that guy, but it's not.
I feel like Azul should be cooler.
You know, like Azul.
I think he's fine, but I think he could have found someone cooler.
What do you mean? I like his little mustache that he's got, right?
He's like a chubby dude. He's like a fat guy.
So what?
Listen, I want my Mexican heroes to be lean and mean.
Like Diego Luna?
Yeah.
They should remake it with Diego Luna.
I'd be down. Or Gael Garcia Bernal.
What about, I'll go, should I go with the guy that's just on the phone, the main bad guy? Moko?
You can.
I guess I'll go that guy. I don't want to go Azul. I like them.
All right, fine. Listen, you got some affection for Azul? You go with the other guy.
I will.
All right. So this was Rodriguez's entryway into Hollywood. I told you
one other part that I liked. I like when they're in the street fighting each other, and he runs up there are 2 guys in a car, and he runs up the car, and the two guys are shooting, and they shoot across each other, and
Yeah,
they kill each other.
That is pretty good.
He almost does the same thing in Desperado, where it's when Salma Hayek's singing that song, and he's pointing those guns, and he's moving them, and he looks at her, but then she ducks and he shoots the people.
No, she doesn't even duck. He kicks her.
He kicks her. He kicks her. Yeah, I like that move. I think that's fun.
It's great. Yeah. All right, so he won the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Time Director. He had tons of clout in Hollywood. He immediately befriended Quentin Tarantino, and they went off and did 4 Rooms together, which was like a series of short films. And
they're like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, kind of.
I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to like be the next generation of that.
I think they're closest than anybody else.
Yeah, probably. I just wish Robert Rodriguez's career had panned out differently.
Closer than the Weinsteins and the Coens when they tried to. With Bad Santa. They tried to team up.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Good work together.
Yeah. A couple of Jews right next to Santa movie. All right. Desperado. It comes out next. Okay. He actually films this next even before 4 Rooms. Like, he shot this and then a week later shot his segment in 4 Rooms. Antonio Banderas is in it and still has his Desperado ponytail.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So this movie, he gets a bigger budget, $7 million.
Hell yeah.
Still pretty small, but he fucking goes to town with it. I mean, for what he was able to do for $72.25, I mean, now he has $7 million. He could do a lot more. So this comes out August 25th, 1995. I very much remember that. It was like late summer, and they like threw it out the last week of summer. Like, we don't know how this is going to do, so let's just throw it out then.
You're 9 years old, so you're like kind of like a real person, right? You're like becoming like, we're like, what do I like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. I was like excited about it, but I didn't see it for a couple years.
Yeah.
And it ultimately made $58 million at the box office, pretty respectable, and came in at number 66 for the year between Billy Madison and Operation Dumbo Drop, which is a great kids movie about the Vietnam War.
Never seen it. Should I watch it?
Well, if you're really looking for a movie targeted towards children, but about the horrors of the Vietnam War, you couldn't do any worse or better than Operation Dumbo Drop because it's the only one that exists.
Yeah, well, neither of those super interest me, so I'll probably skip it for now.
What about this? It's got Ray Liotta.
That is a weak spot.
And Dennis Leary.
Yeah, it doesn't super.
He's an asshole.
In the movie or in general?
No, just in life.
Oh, really?
Well, he's got a song called Asshole.
I didn't know he was a
You could
singer.
throw it in right now in the background. People will love it.
All right, I will.
Yeah. All right. So this film nominated for a couple of awards. Saturn recognized it again.
So Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn, whoa! Sci-fi blaster films.
Nominated Salma Hayek for Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, this is like one of her first like big movies.
This was her breakout role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she lost, unfortunately, to Bonnie Hunt for Jumanji.
Oh, I like that pick.
I hate that pick. All right. It was also nominated for 2 MTV Movie Awards. Let's hear that theme.
I want my MTV.
Boy, I'll tell you what, with this cough right now, I couldn't do that in a million years.
Yeah, it kind of hurt.
Yeah. So it was nominated for Best Kiss. I mean, I don't know which one, but there's a lot of kisses in this movie. It's a pretty sexy movie.
Oh, yeah. They just Spider-Man kiss at
It's
one point.
steamy. Yeah, they do. And I always remember that shot. There's a big sex scene in this movie. And there's one shot where it's just like Salma Hayek's in front of him. And it's her whole body. Like, that shot blew my mind when I saw this movie.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, is there like one part where he's like rubbing a little... I don't even know what the thing is, but it's like a little thing that'll like I don't even know how to describe it. He's like rubbing something up her butt. It's like a little wheelie thing up her. I don't even know. I don't know what was
I
going
don't
on.
know what you're referring to, but I don't doubt that it happened. I
It
mean,
was
that's a wild
odd.
sex scene with a lot of weird cuts in it.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah. So they lost, unfortunately, Best Kiss to Species because that has that kiss where she like crushes the guy's skull with her tongue.
Sure, heard you talking
Yeah.
about that.
And Antonio Banderas was nominated for Most Desirable Male.
I'll tell you, was Species in the wintertime?
Yeah, I think so.
Look that up. I think I remember delivering pizzas like in the snow, listening to a Species episode, like wanting to kill myself. But I had Species.
Oh, you're saying was the franchise episode in the winter?
Yeah. Did the franchise episode release in the wintertime?
I have no memory of that.
Okay,
But
well,
I think it's cute that you have such a weird memory of listening to me.
well, if I'm wrong, then I have no memory.
Whatever. But Antonio Banderas lost Best Desirable Male.
Oh yeah, December
Nice.
9th is when you started.
Very good. He lost to Brad Pitt for his classic film Seven.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk Desperado. It opens
Steve
with
Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi playing a character named Buscemi.
Wow, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and he comes into a bar and sidles up to the bar. Our bartender is Cheech Marin of Cheech and Chong.
Sure.
And Buscemi tells the tale of the mariachi. And I love his monologue. He's so good in this. And the flashes, too. I love when he says that every time he seemed to walk out of the shadows and you could see his face, the shadows would re-envelop him.
Yeah,
and
that was
Rodriguez
great.
shoots it so that like the lighting is so perfect.
Yeah, that was a great moment, and it makes his speech so much better when he leaves and then he joins the mariachi, and you're like, and they're on the same side because then you think about that whole scene again because you know he's just playing it up to be like this cool like fun guy.
He calls the mariachi the biggest Mexican you've ever seen, and it's like, and I love in Once Upon a Time in Mexico they acknowledge that Antonio Banderas is like 5'9".
Yeah, is that actually how tall Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's like shorter at the end of Desperado. He stands next to Salma Hayek at one point. He's shorter than Salma Hayek.
Well, she is wearing heels.
Good point.
One black and one red one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I don't know if heels work like that. Like, I feel like that would be really hard to walk in two different types of heels.
Yeah, but Salma
I
Hayek,
mean, what do I know? But
Salma Hayek's beauty and grace in this film is superhuman.
Yeah,
you gotta remember that. We first meet her. She's walking across the street, and two cars crash, looking at her because she's so beautiful. And the way she reacts to it is like this happens all the time. Yeah, like this is far from the first time. It's, I caused another car crash with my beauty. God damn. And I mean, you kind of get it. Like I don't even want to like dock the movie for something so silly because like
these are silly
movies, and her beauty really is that fucking breathtaking at this point in time. 1995 Salma Hayek and 1995 Antonio Banderas are just sex on legs.
Yeah, they are. Even in 2003.
Yeah, I know, but 1995, I'm telling you, I wrote this on Letterboxd and I mean it. I would pay any amount of money to watch them have sex.
$20 million.
If I had $21 million and someone offered me to watch them have sex in 1995 for $20 million, I would pay it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, so Antonio is our new mariachi, and seems like some time has passed between the two movies.
Yeah, I can't really tell how much. By the way, it's crazy she's even on that third poster, right?
Yeah, she's barely in the movie, I know. Kind of pissed me off in hindsight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I saw this movie, and I saw Once Upon a Time in Mexico in theaters, and I didn't remember it that well though. And you see Salma Hayek so front and center on the poster. You're like, oh, you get to see them together again. But you kind of don't. You just see them in flashbacks,
Yeah, she's dead. Spoiler alert.
which is such a bummer, man. Because Desperado is such a fun, happy ending, and it sort of implies that he doesn't even want to do shit like this anymore.
Who?
Banderas.
Oh, at the end of this movie?
Yeah.
Well, he goes back and gets the case.
Yeah, but he says just in case.
I like that. I was wondering, is that a joke, just in case? And it's a guitar
I
case?
sort of wondered that myself, actually.
I don't know. But I don't know what why is that a joke? Why is it funny? I don't know.
I don't think it's actually meant to be.
Yeah, I
reference
didn't
to
think
that.
so
Yeah.
either.
Okay.
I think I just had a dumb brain.
Okay, so we see Banderas. He's got Buscemi as his friend. He's got all kinds of pals that he's made since the last movie. He's a well-known killer. All right, and he still only has one hand, so he can't play guitar that well.
Yeah, and his new case has a guitar, but then the guitar opens, and now there's guns underneath. That's like a new invention, right?
Pretty clever. Well, there's a lot of. It seems like they've done a lot of work with guitar cases since the last movie, because we see all kinds of fun special guitar cases in this movie. One's a rocket launcher. One's a bomb.
Right. More in the next movie, but
more in the next movie.
They do tons of cool stuff. Yeah.
But that rocket launcher shit was crazy. Like
Yeah.
that dude, just like that stance he pulled with the fucking case on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That shit rules. And that's the thing about Desperado. I think that's the word for it. Like, it's not a great movie, but it's certainly not a bad movie. I'll tell you, this movie rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Banderas goes to a bar where he meets Quentin Tarantino
Yeah, he does.
in an extended cameo.
Was that written by Quentin Tarantino?
I think it was written by Rodriguez, but Tarantino probably improvised a lot over it.
Okay. Did a great job.
Did a wonderful job. I mean, he was acting a lot around this time, Tarantino, way more than he should have been.
Right. Little Nicky wins that.
That's later, but I mean, like, Tarantino's like has a bigger part in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Like, he's on the cover of that movie, and he's also in his own segment in Four Rooms.
Well, and he's in Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. What else?
Yeah, well, those are his movies. I mean,
I
he's
know.
allowed to do that.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I just feel like he was around a lot. Like, you'd watch like random indie movies, and you'd see Quentin Tarantino, and you'd be like, "You're not an actor. Go away."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I watched one where he was like at a party delivering this big thing to somebody.
I believe it.
I'll tell you after.
All right.
Damn it.
So Tarantino ultimately gets shot. I mean, this scene is pretty wild, right?
Yeah, it tells
It's
a
the
great
first-
joke.
What the joke was it?
It's like, I bet you I can pee in a cup, and then he bets him, and then he pees like all over the. Or he doesn't do it. He tells the joke.
Oh, that's right.
And,
yeah.
But then there are other guys that he bet more money that he could be like happy about it or something.
I gotta be honest, it's a pretty good joke.
Great joke.
It like lasted a long time, and I was worried it was gonna be like a lot for a little, but
I know.
I did laugh at the punchline.
It's okay.
Hey. All right. All right. What else you got?
I'm looking to see what movie Quentin Tarantino acted in.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
I'll just wait for you.
All right, you can do that. What the hell? Was he like uncredited in something?
Oh
I'm not
man,
gonna
I
get
forgot about this too. He was in this movie Destiny Turns on the Radio, and he played the main character named Johnny Destiny. That shit
Wow.
sucks.
I guess it's like an uncredited thing. It's something. Whatever.
All right.
What did you ask me?
I don't know. What do you think of this sequence? Was this too over the top for you, or were you back in?
I was pretty into it. Fine, I guess. Right? You mean the Tarantino thing where everybody dies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Fine. I like the part where he snaps the guy's neck, Happiness style. I can't
Oh,
watch that without thinking of Happiness now.
I like that moment too. Yeah, they both just keep picking up guns off of dead
Yeah, I
bodies
forgot about that.
that are out of bullets, and then it ends with him like they're right next to each other, so he just snaps his neck.
That's like a thing. Like I could picture that being in one of the Mummy movies. That could be like one of those.
It was a little mummy-ish. I agree. I
Yeah,
know what
like-
you mean. The sensibility was similar.
Yeah, I don't think it happens, but I think it could happen. But yeah, I really like that part. Yeah.
Yeah. So next we meet Hayek, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
She's on the street and there she causes that car wreck. And there's another guy that gets out that sees the mariachi walking down the street and he's following him about to kill him. And then he like starts shooting a bunch and almost kills her, but then he like blows his head off using the guns. It's pretty cool, right? You remember that part?
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And then they like go hang out at her library.
Well, it's not a library, it's a bookstore / cafe.
That's what I meant.
And it's called Carolina's Cafe con Libros.
What does that mean?
Means Carolina's Cafe with books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not a very creative name for the place, but what are you gonna do? It tells you what's going on in there.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So she fixes him up. He's all shot up and shit. And she very painfully takes out a bullet. It looks super painful. I actually think they're both great in that scene. And the heat between them right away. It's palpable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So then we get that crazy Danny Trejo scene, which is one of the best sequences in the movie.
Yeah, that's cool. That's I really enjoyed that. You mean how the guy is like on the phone freaking out, being like, "This is the wrong guy," but they don't know. Then they kill him anyway.
Well, the whole thing. Yeah, that's hilarious. I love that moment where he just keeps describing more and more things on Danny Trejo's dead body and everything.
He has like a
accurate.
tattoo, and
Yeah.
he has this.
But Trejo, his whole character in this movie is basically like crazy badass with like knives.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and he throws knives at people. He fucking hits Banderas 3 times. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he also kills Steve Buscemi. This is when
Oh,
Buscemi
that's
bites
right. Yeah, Buscemi bites it.
It. Yeah, very
Which is
sad.
a bummer. Yeah, too many people die in this movie because then in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, you want to see some of the old characters and no one's around because
Too many people live in that one. Johnny Depp lives. He's like hanging out with a little kid at the end of that movie.
Yeah, well, I can explain that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sequel idea.
No, it's it was so.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Okay. So that's sort of similar to a bit the Danny Trejo thing in the first movie, where they kill the wrong person, looking for him, right?
Yeah.
But it's a lot funnier in this. So all this is leading to the mariachi, Antonio Banderas. He finally sees Bucho, which is the boss of the guy from the last movie. All right. And he hesitates killing him. And we don't know why for a little while. But it turns out it's because Bucho is his older brother. What'd you think about that?
I thought it did not work
It's a little too silly.
because there's like the great reveal in the first movie. I don't know if we really touched on it that much, but it's not like a reveal or anything. But like she gets a call from him at one point, and she sort of like offhandedly is just like, "I'm sick. I don't really feel well." She hangs up on him, and then later she asks, like they do the thing where he is gonna hold her at gunpoint and walk in like as a hostage, and you think like, "Oh, this is good because he likes her." But then she calls out for the mariachi, and he's like, "Oh, you're cheating on me. I don't care about you anyway." So that's like a cool little twist on things, right? Where he just kills them anyway. And then this whole twist on things is it's his brother. And it was just so random to me and I didn't care at all.
I don't know. It screams like telenovela to me.
Yeah. You watch a lot of those?
Oh, every day. I have to watch my stories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean I've never seen one.
Yeah,
I've never
so why do you
seen
care?
one. But I've watched Ugly Betty, and they talk about him a lot on that show.
All right.
Yeah. You ever see Ugly Betty?
Not for one episode.
Nah, that's crazy. All right.
It's not that crazy.
It's really not that crazy. I was forced to watch it in college.
By like a girl?
I was majoring in TV in college. No, in like my actual college forced me to watch Ugly Betty. I was taking this. I was taking TV classes, and the hot new shows that year were Friday Night Lights and Ugly Betty, and we were supposed to watch both of them.
Yeah, what was better?
Friday Night Lights.
I also sort of didn't like the thing where like then it's like randomly pops up. She's been getting money from him every year for like the place, and that's
and she's
why
been hiding it in the books, and now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
burnt up.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Like, does she rent out the books to people? Are they like hidden in
They're
random
not
books?
rentable. It's a bookstore.
So what do you do?
Do you not know that there are stores where you can just buy books?
So that's what she has. I didn't really. Okay, I thought it was like a
Yes.
library type.
No.
thing. She rents out books. I don't know.
It's a bookstore.
I'm sorry. I thought it,
Logan. You know, this is the problem with this generation.
Come
I'm gonna. Can I talk like an old guy right now? Because
no.
there are no bookstores anymore, and that's what these young people don't know about them. There used to be bookstores everywhere. You'd walk into an area where there are stores, you'd find a bookstore, you'd sit down, look at some fucking books. Now that's not a thing. Amazon ruined it.
What about a Kindle?
I mean, that's Amazon too.
Oh, is that Amazon?
Yeah, they own the
Yeah.
Kindle.
Amazon owns Kindle?
Yeah.
God damn, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
I've been to libraries and stuff, though. I've looked at books.
They still have libraries. That's a governmental program, so they have to keep them around, okay? But there used to just be stores, like at least like record shops. There are no record shops anymore because nobody buys records. But
I think people do know. It's cool now to buy records.
no,
again.
vinyl, I know. But I mean, you used to walk into a store and it would just be like wall-to-wall CDs.
Now you get them at a FYE and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I hate what this world has become so much. So much, Logan. We live in a hellscape.
Yeah, you gotta monopolize or whatever.
Yeah. Monetize.
No, I mean monopolize.
Oh.
Like you put everything in one place. They're just like, go to Barnes & Noble. You get this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And it's all one place. I don't know.
One-stop shop. Yeah, people love
Yeah.
that now. I fucking hate it. All right. So what'd you think of that there's no big shootout at the end? It just sort of fades out.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean, how did he kill Bucho? Had to have killed the bad guy at the end.
You don't see him kill Bucho, man. You see him like they have their big standoff, and then you see Banderas like start shooting, and it fades out.
Wow, I guess I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, and supposedly he shot that sequence, but cut it out because he kept getting an NC-17 rating.
Well, was that intense, huh?
It was gory. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
what are you gonna do? I mean, there's a lot of gore in the third one. You can kind of see what he was probably going for.
I'm sure if you have the DVD or anything, you can watch it.
Maybe. I don't have the DVD.
Oh, I figured you probably had it.
No, I never owned any of these movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seemed like a good Blu-ray copy. I'd like to own El Mariachi on Blu-ray. That'd be kind of cool.
You know, there is like a double disc DVD Blu-ray of El Mariachi and Desperado, and I should own that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But if I had two, I would have to have the third one.
I guess you're right, yeah.
Yeah. But if I just had El Mariachi, I'd be fine.
Okay. All right. What do you give this movie?
I give it a 3.
I also give it a 3, yes.
Whoa, I thought you liked this more than the other one.
I do.
So 3 and a 4, it doesn't matter?
No.
Okay. All right.
I have so much respect for the first movie. Like, I can't give it a 3.
The first one is so authentic, and there's so many like great ideas. And this one is like, we're making a sequel. We got to get these sexy actors to come on and look at each other.
But I also
sexily.
think like if you're going to watch one of these movies, it should be Desperado because you
I
want
disagree.
Antonio.
No, but watch the first one.
I disagree.
No,
Just watch the first 2. Watch them all.
yeah, watch them all.
They're good movies.
Yeah, they're fun.
All right.
Don't watch them all in like 20 hours though.
I was fine with it. I did not get burnt out on this.
I kind of did a little bit.
Not me, man. Who's your MVP in
I
this
just got so confused in the last one. I was like, who's the bad guy? Who's like the good guy? Is everybody a
The
good
last
guy?
one's way too fucking convoluted. It's so complicated. The first two movies, to their extreme credit, are compelling while being really simple stories. Like, very easy to follow.
Yeah.
And the third one, I think what he was doing was going for like a good, the bad, and the ugly feel, where it's like way more complicated than the first two. But I don't know. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a masterpiece and manages to like rein it into something that's manageable. And this just felt overstuffed.
My MVP is going to be Salma Hayek.
I have it written down, my friend. Salma Hayek.
Thought she was great.
I very rarely write down my MVPs and LVPs before we start doing the show. But Salma Hayek is so good.
She is so good. She's like, not just like you see it, but she's like really sweet. She wants to be there. She's excited, right?
Oh
she
my
hasn't
God.
been in like 5 Adam Sandler movies yet. She's like
The,
really happy.
the way she's like an asshole, like she's kind of like trying to talk to the mariachi like on his level almost, like give him some stick back. But then like when he walks out of the room, you see her like smiling like a schoolgirl. I love that.
Yeah, she's really sweet. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she's such a likable actress, such a likable character, and she's like a movie star right from the second she walks on the screen.
Yep.
Causing a car crash.
Who's your LVP? Because I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the villain.
Oh yeah, I guess you go with the villain again. Trejo's good,
Joaquin-
Buscemi's good, Tarantino's not
Yeah.
terrible.
I like that sequence where he picks up his two pals, Campa and Kino, and one of them's played by the mariachi from the first movie. I think they're both really good.
Yeah, it was nice to see him. It looked like I was like, how much time has passed since the last movie? I had to check. It looked like that guy had aged like 10 years or something.
Yeah, I don't think that guy was meant to be a movie star.
No.
But the dude I'm giving LVP to is this guy Joaquim de Almeida. I've seen him in a lot of shit, and he's a good actor, but like he's just fine in this.
He's Bucho the brother?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, we agree. Bucho the brother.
Pucho the brother. Yeah. All right, next. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. All right, it's 8 years later, and this was weird circumstances behind this movie. He had just made the first Spy Kids movie.
Starring Antonio Banderas.
Starring Antonio Banderas, yes. And he wanted to make a second one, but there was like a weird thing with there was something happening. There was like a strike, an impending strike. Maybe like a Screen Actors Guild strike or something like that. And so he wrote this movie really fast to fit it in, like that schedule. And the reason he wanted to make this movie was he had hung out with George Lucas.
Yeah.
Did you read about this?
Nope.
Okay. Fucking George, he visited the set of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Okay?
The worst Star
The
Wars
worst
film.
Star Wars film.
Maybe episode
Still.
9. I don't know.
Yeah.
Episode 9 sucked.
Oh, no, Episode 9, you're right. That might have beaten it. That might be worse. All right. But on the set of Star Wars, that was the first movie ever that was shot entirely digital.
Whoa.
Okay? First big budget movie ever that was shot entirely digital. And he showed Rodriguez the footage from Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Hey, Robert. I can't do it. My cough voice is fucking me up.
Yes, senor. What is it? I'm gonna stop.
He's from Austin, Texas, dude.
What do you have to show me?
You sound like Willem Dafoe in this movie.
I'm trying to just do like a Puss in Boots impression.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, That's right. He's Puss in Boots. What a career Banderas has had.
Yeah, but he did. I was actually thinking. I thought this whole movie. I didn't look it up yet, but I thought this was 2005. So I was like, oh, he's already Puss in Boots at this point. He's feeling himself. But no, this is 2003.
Yeah, man.
I guess that makes sense because this is Johnny Depp, by the way, does this and the first Pirates movie
Same
the
summer.
year. Then he's never the same again, right? I think this changed him.
Well, yeah, I know. Right after this, he does like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You're right. He just decides, like, I'm going to make Willy Wonka Michael Jackson. That's great. I'm gonna go ahead. My take on Willy Wonka is he's a pedophile.
We got awarded for it for Pirates, right? That's probably why.
Oh yeah,
People love when I'm weird.
He
and
got
wacky.
nominated for a fucking Oscar for Pirates. I know that gave him too much balls. Too many
nominated
balls.
or did he win?
I don't think he won. He's nominated.
Okay.
So Rodriguez was so impressed with the look of Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones that he was like, I want to make a film entirely in digital. And you know what I think it would work with? A fucking mariachi movie.
Oh, so that's why I was talking earlier about how this movie looked like, if all these actors and he doesn't know how to shoot anything, because it's that.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I was thinking this movie looks insane. Like it looked like Speed Racer at times, kind of.
Yeah, because it's shot on his stupid studio set in Austin and Troublemaker Studios, right? In the first two movies, his production company was this like really low budget production company called Los Hooligans Production. I always loved that name. And then by the time of this, he'd had kids and shit, and he'd made Spy Kids, and now his studio, he's got this big compound called Troublemaker Studios. Fucking loser. Hey, listen, kids make you lame. They do. If you have kids, you were cooler before you had them.
Slightly. You're still cool now.
You can still be cool now.
Podcast.
I mean, that doesn't make you cool at all.
Yes, it does.
You have the ability to be cool if you have kids, but not as cool as you were before you had kids.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm at primary cool right now.
This is it?
No, probably when I was in my 20s. Whatever. So he wrote this movie in 6 days.
Wow.
It feels like it. Yeah. All right. And he only wrote it 65 pages.
I don't know what's a lot, what's not a lot, really.
The movie is a movie script is supposed to equal out to about 1 page per minute. Okay? So this movie is an hour and 40 minutes long. The script should be about 100 pages.
Right. But it's not.
But it's 65 pages. And what he ended up doing was he had a script lying around for a short film that he'd never got around to making. And he just threw that short film in this movie. And that's all the Johnny Depp stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting to make sense now.
Yeah. And that's why Depp seems oddly disconnected from the main plot and doesn't really figure into the finale.
Everything is disconnected. There's like so much stuff going on.
Yeah. And you know what? I like it all on like a scene to scene basis. Like I'm interested in everything that's going on, but it just doesn't work as a movie.
Yeah, I'm always like intrigued by what's happening, what's going to happen next, but like it doesn't hold together.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this came out September 12th, 2003. It had the biggest budget yet for a Rodriguez movie, even though he's shooting digitally, $29 million. Maybe not for a Rodriguez movie, but definitely for one of these. And it made $98.8 million total.
Wow.
Came in at number 52 at the domestic box office, between Kevin Costner's Open Range and Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy's Just Married.
Ooh, I kind of liked that when I saw it. Pretty cute.
That's a good movie about two humans who don't know how to do anything. Everything they do just goes horribly wrong.
But she's a delight. And
She's
he is
always
too.
a delight.
He is too.
Yeah, this was at a time where Ashton Kutcher was a little bit of a delight.
He could do no wrong.
I mean, he could do wrong, but
Not to me.
Well, I mean, he hooked up with an underage Mila Kunis.
I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, but hey, he married her. So what are you gonna do? Groomed her and married her. All right. This film was nominated for one award, a Teen Choice Award.
It's the Teen Choice Award.
Who do you think got nominated?
Gotta go Johnny Depp.
No.
I'm gonna change my mind. Enrique Iglesias.
Oh, that's a great guess, dude. But it's actually Eva Mendes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who I like in this movie. I feel like she's not given nearly enough to do in this movie.
Yeah, it's like her Too Fast, Too Furious part where she doesn't really get. She's just like the girl.
But at
The
least
sexy
she's
girl.
like the lead in Too Fast, Too Furious. In this
She's like
one,
the
she
fourth lead, fifth lead.
I know, but she's the female lead. In this one, she shows
This
up in
too,
like
right?
3 different scenes. No, there
Who's
is
the other
no
female
female
lead?
lead in this movie.
Oh, okay, there was one.
I mean, Salma Hayek technically, but she's only in flashbacks.
Yeah, she doesn't count.
I know.
They replaced her with Eva Mendes.
So yeah, Eva Mendes was nominated for Breakout Female Movie Star. Okay, and she was nominated for this, Too Fast, Too Furious, Out of Time with Denzel Washington, and Stuck on You, the Farrelly brothers.
That's all this year?
Siamese twin movie, conjoined twin, excuse me.
That's all this year?
Yes.
Wow, it's a great year.
What a year for Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Now she's retired. She's just like tapped out of the industry.
Well, she had like a bunch of kids with Ryan Gosling, right?
Yeah, and she's just like, I'm cool, just like hanging out.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go make kids movies.
Yeah. She lost, unfortunately, to Lindsay Lohan, who really was nominated for a murderer's row of classics. Mean Girls, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, and Freaky Friday the same year. Of course she deserves to win.
So this is like is this another double up thing? Because Mean Girls is 2004.
Oh, might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I whatever. That's what it said on the site.
Okay.
Anyway.
Or maybe early 2004. I don't know.
Might have been early. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think the Teen Choice Awards happen in the summer.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So this movie, let's get into it. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant?
Ooh, I cringed at that line.
That was terrible.
I mean, I actually
didn't know
think
that was like in a real movie.
Danny Trejo kind of saved it with the callback later on. Like the callback was much funnier than the initial joke when he just like tells Antonio Banderas apropos of nothing, I'm a Mexican.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. It's weird. Like there's a ton of stuff in this movie that like on the surface seems racist, but it's written and directed by a Mexican guy.
Like Willem Dafoe playing a Mexican?
The Willem Dafoe stuff in this movie is so fucking bad.
Yeah, it is. And then he gets facial reconstruction surgery halfway through the movie, and he gets bandages on.
I was kind of okay with that part,
but I love that it's clearly still Willem Dafoe, right?
Yeah, you can
it's
see
him
Willem
with the
Dafoe's
bandages
face behind the bandages.
Yeah, it's like he's wearing the goblin mask.
Yeah, right. You can see his little mouth.
But he has the great mannerisms with his hands and everything. He's great, even if he's playing a Mexican character.
Listen, I'm giving him my LVP. And I never expected in a million years I'd ever give Willem Dafoe my LVP in anything. I love Willem Dafoe. But, I mean, the guy, he's just got this mustache in this movie. And he's painted up kind of brown to look Mexican.
Yeah, it's like Cole Hauser, right?
It is like fucking Cole Hauser in Too Fast, Too Furious. Yeah, it was totally fine to do that at this point.
Mm-hmm. When is that, by the way? That's got to be probably around this time.
The same year, 2003.
Oh, it is the same year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he talks in that accent. Like Willem Dafoe basically like speaks all of his lines in English, but with a Mexican accent. And I feel like the accent isn't great.
Yeah, it would be excusable if it was great. Like mine earlier, my accent was really good, so that's fine. But his was not that good.
Didn't Willem Dafoe also play Vincent Van Gogh in something?
Yeah, like 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah, what's he doing? What a
I think
weird
he's nominated
career.
for an Oscar for that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's what he's doing. He's getting nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, I mean, why is he going to stop doing this? It's not offensive. He gets an Oscar nominated.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Has he won? Probably not.
Wait, Vincent Van Gogh, he's Italian, right?
I have no idea.
I think so. I sound like an idiot right now, don't I?
What do you think he was? Mexican?
Well, I wasn't really thinking about it. I just was thinking something else.
I don't know what he is.
He's Dutch. I suck.
Wow.
I feel weird about that, not knowing that. Like, I should know things about Vincent Van Gogh.
We do know things about him. He's a painter. He cut his ear off.
I know, but that's what everybody knows.
You have to know extra stuff. You have to be.
I feel like I want to know a couple extra little things.
I don't need to know more facts about him.
All right, whatever. Maybe I should watch that movie. That'll give me like a cursory knowledge of him.
Well, at one point or another, he was at Eternity's Gate.
Yeah, we know that much.
Yeah, yeah. Or else the title would make no sense.
Yeah. So I love the opening of this movie, which is like an embellished version of the mariachi, where it's just like way over the top and badass and shit.
Oh, what? The opening of this? How
Yeah.
does this open?
There's that scene. It's like it's almost like the other one where you're seeing somebody
With
tell the
Buscemi?
story.
Yeah, right.
But it's even crazier and wackier in this one. You see in the flashbacks, like it's just tons of explosions and Salma Hayek being an amazing shot. And do you remember they
Yeah.
like push the bar out of the way?
Yes.
And then when Salma Hayek shows up, they push it back in because she's so beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. He said like when he would run out of ammo, he would bring in Salma Hayek as the next weapon, and she would
Yeah.
distract them and then kill them all.
Yeah. So that's very fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'll tell you what, I thought it would be Johnny Depp in brownface,
No.
but it's not. It's Defoe. But we meet Johnny Depp. He wears a different novelty T-shirt in every scene, just like June Squibb in Hubie Halloween.
Not just T-shirts. He has belt buckles. He wears a fake mustache at one point. He's just always wearing different.
He likes disguises. Yeah, he also uses that fake arm all the time.
What is that? I kept waiting.
What he's doing is he puts a fake arm on to make it seem like he's just sitting there, but then he constantly has one of his arms through his like right by his chest with his gun sticking out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's so he could have his gun on you without you knowing.
Ooh, look at him. I would have never thought that. That's good. And then he has to kill those people because they notice the woman, like she spills a drink on him and starts cleaning him up, and he's like, God damn it, you found out. So I guess he has to murder her.
Early in the movie, he comes across so unlikable. Like when he kills that chef for no reason because
cool,
his food was too good.
I kind of liked it.
I restore the balance in Mexico, he says. I liked it too,
I didn't get
but
but I liked it.
But I feel like by the end of the movie, when like that kid is crying because he might be dead, like you're supposed to really love this character. And I just kept thinking, like, what about that chef?
Yeah. No, I didn't love him either.
Yeah.
But every time he was on screen, I was interested.
Well, Depp is kind of a lightning rod at this point. Like, say what you will about him now, like he seems like a mess, but fucking that guy had some charisma. And really, like from Edward Scissorhands through around this time, that was his heyday.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, this was
and Rango. That's a little later,
I guess. We catch him here at like the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Oh, here are a few of his T-shirts. I'm with stupid, pointing down at his penis. I guess he's.
I didn't even notice where the arrow was pointing.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a shirt or why he's wearing it, but he has a weed belt.
Yeah,
like a marijuana
I noticed
plant
that one.
Belt. Obviously, he has a mustache. He has one shirt that's CIA, but it's something I've heard of, like female body inspector for the FBI. I never heard of this before. Cleavage Inspection Agency.
I thought that was good because he's in the CIA in the movie.
Right. But
yeah.
I don't know. I thought they could have come up with something better.
There's some interagency cooperation in this film with Johnny Depp as a CIA agent and Ruben Blades as a former FBI agent who's like trying to get revenge and shit.
Oh yeah, he's retired. They get him out of retirement. And then there's also Mickey Rourke. We haven't talked about Mickey Rourke.
He's my MVP.
Yeah, I liked Mickey Rourke too. He's playing a good guy, kind of.
Mickey Rourke should be in more stuff. Like, I don't know why he's not. Anytime he's on screen, you're watching him. Like, he could be on screen. Johnny Depp is like a ball of charisma, but you put him in a scene with Mickey Rourke. Fuck that guy. I'm looking at Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I liked his little puppy that he has. I thought he worked well with the little puppy.
Adorable puppy.
Yeah. MVP puppy.
Speaking of the puppy, did you see that Johnny Depp also at one point wore a Yo Quiero Taco Bell t-shirt?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it had a little drawing of the Taco Bell dog on it.
That's cute. I didn't catch that one.
That's another thing that like I would have thought might be racist, but Robert Rodriguez put it in the movie.
Do you want to hear a few of the things that the new guitar cases do?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so they flamethrower. That's a new
Oh, I
invention. I don't
loved
think we've
that.
seen.
That shit ruled.
Yeah, that was great. What remote controlled? One of them does a remote controlled like C4 thing.
Yeah, it sort of drives under a tank and then explodes the tank.
Yeah. One turns into a skateboard.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that was. I don't even think that turns into a skateboard. He just like rode it down some stairs.
Oh, that's what he did. He just rode
That
it.
shit ruled, dude. That I loved that moment.
Yeah, and then I guess they exploded in the last movie, right? They like had
Yeah.
rocket launchers.
Yeah. Rocket launcher.
Yeah.
I think the flamethrower is the best one in this movie.
I like the remote control one. I thought that was kind of funny.
It was a little too silly for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. This movie, it's just like the stakes are too high. Like I like the first two because they're just like really simple revenge stories. And in this one, there's like a presidential coup happening and he's trying to save Mexico. At the end of the movie, like the last shot of him, he's like draped in a Mexican flag. And it's like this is a character who's like never shown any interest in politics or anything. I don't know where this is coming from.
Have we talked about Danny Trejo's also in this one, right? We did talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Also, there's a twist that Willem Dafoe is the father of Eva Mendes, but then
Right.
that doesn't really do anything.
We first meet Eva Mendes as like an ATF employee or something, and like she's working for the American government, and then it turns out that she's the daughter of this cartel boss,
Right, but then
played by the very Mexican Willem Dafoe.
that's right. And then there's like another plot where there's a president who like in charge of something, and he has like an assistant who is like going behind his back. He's like being a little snitch to the
Right.
authorities.
And
That's
then there's
thing.
another villain in this movie, the general, who we
general?
barely ever see. Like we mostly.
Who the hell's a general?
He's the dude who gets shot in the knees at the end.
Was he Marquez?
Yeah, Marquez.
Oh.
General Marquez.
Oh yeah, he killed Salma Hayek and the
Yeah.
daughter.
Which seems like it should be the main storyline of this movie. Is it like this is a dude who sought revenge because his hand got shot and a girl he met yesterday died. I mean, so why has it taken him so long to get revenge for his wife and small child being murdered?
Yeah, right. That shouldn't be like the E plot of this movie.
Yeah, that should be the story of the movie.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Frankly, I don't think they should have killed Salma Hayek off. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, what was she doing? She's just too busy or something?
I mean, she was not too busy. She's in the movie. You
Not
could have just
really,
had
though.
her in the movie for a couple scenes instead of showing her up in flashbacks.
Yeah, but they could have filmed her flashbacks in like 6 hours.
Not that action sequence. She does that huge action sequence where they're tied together and coming down that wall.
Yeah, I would do vaguely remember that, yeah.
I thought that was pretty fun.
All right, 9 hours.
No, I think she was on set for a week or two.
A week or two?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 5 days tops.
5 days tops. I'll buy that. 5 days. All right. What else you got?
Nothing really. There's just so much shit going on. And then
I wrote down a line of dialogue that I thought was the best line of dialogue in the movie.
Yeah, me too. You want to go first?
Yeah. Johnny Depp goes, "You know what the secret to winning is? Creative sportsmanship."
Wow. I never heard that before.
That's interesting.
Yeah, great.
Like
line.
it's like you can't be a sportsman. You have to kind of be an asshole, but keep it within the realm of sportsmanship.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
Here's my line. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is what Johnny Depp says to Danny Trejo. Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant?
That's your favorite line.
Yeah, that's what I got.
It's a great line. A Mexicant. I gotta say, my girlfriend is half Mexican, and I watched this with her, and she like groaned audibly at that.
Me too, and I'm 0% Mexican.
Yeah. All right.
Give it.
I thought. Hey,
2
by the way,
stars.
I also just want to say, I remember when this movie came out. I was such like a purist, and I was such a snob at this point. I was in 11th grade. I was 16 years old. And I remember being so fucking mad that Enrique Iglesias was in the movie.
Really?
Because I thought that guy was lame. That
that
guy was
really
fucking
upset you.
lame. That really upset me at the time. And now you watch, he's kind of good in the movie.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I thought he was fine.
No, he's not that good. And he looks like he doesn't fit in the movie at all. It's clearly like that guy is a pop star.
Yeah, but I thought he sold that scene where he's doing target practice and he shoots his friend's beer and the friend just like starts like he's an alcoholic and he starts like just like trying to cup it up with his hands from the ground.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I like that scene.
All right, whatever.
You know what Enrique Iglesias should never have done? Gotten rid of that mole on his face.
Is that a thing he did? Why did he do
He
that?
had that removed. Yeah.
You don't know why?
I
You didn't
think
like it?
he didn't like it. Yeah, he didn't want a mole on his face, but that was his signature, man.
He's in an episode of 2.5 Men. Do you know that?
I mean, I probably saw it at the time, but I don't remember.
I think he might. Maybe I'm getting this confused, but he plays like a handyman that comes and works on like Charlie's deck or whatever, and it might be the same episode Megan Fox is in, or maybe I'm getting those confused just because she hangs out on the deck. I don't know, but
Let me ask you a question. What's your favorite Enrique Iglesias song?
Hero, it's gotta be Hero.
Oh, I can be a hero,
That's a great
baby.
song. Outro.
Yeah. Maybe I think Bailamos. Bailamos. Let the rhythm take you over, Bailamos.
All right,
Yeah.
Hero. That's my favorite. What's your
All
favorite?
right.
Is there a better one?
I said Bailamos.
Oh, that's his. That's his. Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Sorry.
Or that, and there's also that other one. Just want to be with you. Now that you're gone. Remember that song?
Nope.
Holy shit, that's good stuff. Someone in the audience is popping hard for that shit.
I give
All
it
right.
2 stars. My MVP, I kind of agree with you. Really liked Mickey Rourke. My LVP, I'm gonna go with that president or the president's like rat secretary. That whole thing was pretty stupid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Every
That's
time we cut to
totally
them,
fair.
I was like, "What? Go to Johnny Depp."
No, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna throw this a 3. I think there's enough in here for a 3. I think it doesn't really hang together as a movie, but I was always having fun watching it.
Yeah.
It's the worst of the 3, definitely, but I'm still gonna give it a 3. My MVP, Mickey Rourke. My LVP, Willem Dafoe.
Wow, and they're partners, and you thought that one was that much better than the
That's
other.
right.
Wow. You think they would be offended to hear that?
No, I think Willem Dafoe probably regrets having taken this role 20 years later.